Hey, today we're doing something quite unique for Tractor Time with Tim. We're going to be starting the process of building 2 horse arenas right here. First step for us is going to be try to smooth everything out, and yeah, that's going to be a big job. You may not be able to tell it because it's hard to see elevation changes, but that's what we're going to tackle here today. Let's get started.
If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up. Thank you.
That's right, we're here in Longmont, Colorado. We're very close to Longmont, Colorado. This is quite the horse operation that we've got going here. It's fascinating to me. We'll tell you more about that in a minute, but we're very thankful to the folks from 21st Century Equipment for inviting us out here for this project. This is going to be a lot of fun. As you know, I like to till when I start a project that I'm moving dirt. I just find it to be a lot easier. And that's what we're going to do here. So Hannah, you got to introduce us.
Yes, this is Christina Trout, and she runs the Carpe Diem Equestrian here in
Firestone.
I was looking to get back into riding. I had grown up in Western and truly not really formally trained. Christina took pity on me and she helped me get into hunter jumping with a friend from work. So we've been riding for a little over a year now with Christina.
Oh, that's cool. So you're a trainer.
I am. Yep, since 2015. We take riders from beginners all up to advanced riders. Hunter jumpers are horses like the jump and that aspect of things, English riding.
Do you start with children? Do you work mostly with adults?
We do all ages. No, we do all ages. I start at age 3 and then go all the way up through adults. And then I have actually got a lot of beginner adults, which that had maybe some previous experience, but then wanted to come back as an adult. And it's actually been a lot of fun.
So how does this work? Do you come in for like an hour a week or something?
Fridays we come in, we tack up, and yeah, in an hour we have a nice ride, some giggles, and we're out of the barn.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of therapy too.
It definitely is.
It really is. Right now I think we have about 45 students total, and then about 20 of them are our show students, so we have a big show team as well.
Do they own their own horses?
A lot of them do. We have 65 probably total between here and our other property. 29 of them are mine, and then the rest are owned by client horses.
Okay, so you actually board the horses too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah, we do.
And what does that entail? Do you take care of everything then when you're boarding the horse?
So we have guys that help us out, but we do all the feeding, mucking, turnout, and all that stuff.
Someone that just lives in a subdivision can own a horse,
still have a horse, yeah.
And can come out anytime they want.
This property has been a kind of a dream in the making. We bought just bare land 2 years ago, and then we got our house here about a year ago and started building the pens and the fencing, and my husband's done a majority of the work.
So this is all new?
Yeah, so none of this was here.
Now, how big is the property overall?
We have 35 acres. I think we're going to use every bit of it to get what I want done, but it's been processed little by little, but it's been worth it. All the horses here right now pretty much are my brood mares, or green horses or baby horses that don't have a job at the other facility. But
okay, and you mentioned this other facility. You're renting a facility right down the road, right?
Yeah, but our goal is to hopefully be here, I would say, by the new year, but
okay, and that kind of leads us to a little bit to why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are starting to build one of our outdoor arenas, maybe both of our outdoor arenas.
Okay, so you're going to have 2 outdoor arenas.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to work on today.
Yep.
And how large are these arenas going to be?
100 by 200, each of them will be.
We're going to be moving a lot of this dirt, and I was just hoping we could get it chopped up, this grass chopped up, so that it's just easier to deal with. Yeah, with this sandy soil, there's no question we could dig in and move it. But I just think getting that grass chopped up is going to make it a little bit easier. It's still going to be a challenge with all that grass on top. This is about as much grass and material as I've seen on top of the ground here in Colorado. Now, one of the fascinating things is it rained pretty heavy yesterday, but the dust seems like it hadn't rained for weeks. I find that quite interesting. Now, when we look at what we're starting with here today, it's just the field.
It's just field, just bare land. We did mow.
Yeah, you mowed just last week, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just recently. So we're going to try to take this bare land, I'm going to say level it, but I don't really mean level, I mean smooth it.
Smooth it out.
So you guys can have a look at it, and then after that, the next stage is to decide really how we want the final grade to look.
Yeah.
I really think it'll help to see it all cleared off and kind of smoothed. And then from there we can decide, do we need to put a crown in it? Do we need to put multiple different angles of drainage? And we'll have to even talk a little about the drainage as we go, because, you know, coming from the Midwest, drainage is paramount. But I don't know if it's quite as important here. What do you think, Anna?
I think I would agree with that. I think, you know, we're a lot less humid. We have a lot less moisture going on. And honestly, it rained quite a bit last night, and already today it seems like it's pretty dry. There's no puddles standing.
Yeah,
so.
Quite a sandy soil. It does drain quickly.
And we're lucky here that we're more sandy. Across the highway is more clay, so drainage isn't as important, but it still gets pretty muddy.
I made a strategic error here in my negotiations. I should have negotiated for the cab tractor. Yeah, I was not aware that it would be so dusty right after a rain. Oh well. Now, hey, I'm using a feature that I rarely use on the 3R tractor, and that's the motion match. So I've got my foot all the way down on the pedal here, and yet I've got it set where it goes really slow. This keeps me from having to manage that speed myself. I guess you would say it's sort of like a cruise control, but you do have to hold your foot down on the pedal. So Jason, you put up all this fence yourself.
Yes, sir. I've done it a couple different ways, but the auger on the tractor, the 30 series, worked the best.
Yeah, you've got a 3046R cab.
Yes, sir.
You like it?
Yeah, I do. I do like it a lot.
You hear that chuckle, guys?
I grew up with a open cab tractor and going through the storms and working through the heat. As an adult, I said, I'm getting a cab.
Getting a cab. No regrets on that.
No regrets on that.
Now tell me about this style of fencing.
This is Ram Flex fencing. The reason we went with this is it gives a little, so there's a lot less injury, you know, situations, but it also gives. So if they run into it, they kind of bounce back.
It's the safest fencing for young horses, and we have a lot of young horses.
Well, speaking of young horses,
yes.
This little guy or girl here.
This is Ender. He's a colt.
And how old is he?
He is 7 months, I believe. He belongs to one of my friends.
So if someone wants to come and start training with you, they don't need to have a horse.
No.
They don't need to make that upfront investment. They can rent a horse.
They can
so
rent
to
a
speak.
horse. Yep, we have just lesson horses, and we have lease horse options, and then you can buy as well.
How about the finances? Does it work financially, what you're trying to accomplish, or is this a big stretch, or what do you think?
I think it will work when we're all here.
Yeah.
It's a little hard paying rent.
But once we're making money and it's coming all to us, it's a little different.
Yeah, so the rent's kind of expensive down the way, and I see you've got steel out here. So in a sense, you're doing both at this point, right?
Yeah.
You're paying rent,
Yeah.
and you're trying to invest in your own property and making payments on your own property. I can see where the near-term cash flow's got to be got to be a challenge.
It is, for sure. And hay keeps going up, so that's...
Everything keeps going up,
Yeah.
we know that. You take your benefit, though, in being able to be outside.
Yeah.
Work on your own schedule, some degree. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you have to be here every day, but if you want to put it off an hour or two and take a lunch, you can do that.
And the kids been in the tractor. My Colton's driven a skid steer around, and you know.
I think Colton knows more about tractors than most people.
Yeah.
It is like sand. It's just such different soil than what we have.
Okay, folks, I've made a pretty big logistical error here, and it has to do with the difference in soil types from what I'm used to and what we have here. I shouldn't have tilled that lower lying area down there. The objective here is to take this higher area, lower it, and move it down there. Well, because I tilled the lower area and because it's this sandy soil, it is so loose that I'm really having trouble pulling this dirt through it. And had I understood that to start, we would have just tilled the area up here that needed to be moved, and then we would have had that nice sod to have pulled it over. So yeah, we're going to spend the rest of this project trying to recover from that mistake. And I suppose one of the things that might be helpful to you as a viewer to learn out of this is that some of the stuff we show on our channel won't apply to your soil types, right? It just needs to be done differently. It's entirely possible that we could have left the tiller totally out of this. On the other hand, I think tilling up here is still fine to get that sod chopped up. So yeah, we learn as we go. Now we've brought in the big boys.
Yeah.
We're going to move some dirt now, hopefully. I mean, it'll take some time, but this 5E tractor will move some soil with this 8-foot blade. It's actually moving pretty big pile. And I don't know if you can tell via the camera, but I'm beginning to be able to illustrate the elevation change here and what needs to be done and what we can do. But it's going to take a lot of time. The pull type box blade is making a lot of difference here. We're able to move just move dirt more quickly, and given that it is pull type, we're able to empty it more evenly, pick up a load more evenly. It's just made the job so much easier. And so it's always hard to see the elevations with the camera. I get that, but we were off probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 feet, maybe even a little bit more from corner to corner. And so we're kind of working through that at this point. We're not near there yet, but we've got Jason, the property owner here, running the tractor. He's got a 3R, as you saw earlier, but I think he's kind of enjoying this 5E. Now this box blade says it's a brown, but below it, notice it says C5 Manufacturing. That's the same company that makes the blades that we have on our property. You know, the ones we have with the laser, all that leveling system. Boy, I wish I'd have brought that. It would have been nice to have had that. We could have made this smooth, but we didn't bring it. As you recollect, we wouldn't have needed anything else other than the laser system because it would plug right into the 3R tractor. So no additional hydraulics necessary as long as you have that third function kit on your 3R. The, what is it, a little over $2,000 laser kit. As long as you got a pole, everything's good on being able to use it. But we're really not at the point where we need that level of precision. I mean, we can eyeball it close enough at this point. We will get there, and we may have to beg for help. We may have to see if we can get some laser help from someone else, but I don't know. We've got a lot of dirt to move before we're ready for that. we've made a lot more progress in this than I thought we would. Especially with this, mainly just with one big tractor. So we're 2 foot higher here than we are on the far side.
On this end?
2 foot higher here
Okay.
than we are there. So
I gotta bring
you know how I started yesterday, just pulling it that way?
Okay.
We just need to do that. Well, we've moved a lot of dirt so far already.
We have.
What do you think of what you've seen?
This looks amazing compared to that was just a field yesterday.
Yeah, and we've taken several inches here and moved that way, and I just used this laser system, and we got a lot more to move.
We do.
Yeah, this is about 2 foot higher here than where the tractor is. So it's hard to tell that. It's hard to tell it on camera, I'm certain. It's hard to tell it standing right
Yeah,
now.
it is hard to tell it.
So we're going to try to get that worked down. Without one of these laser systems, this is just like the one I have at home. This is a Topcon RLH5. Actually, this one's a little bit higher end because it does some slope. Really happy to have the folks from Foresight Solutions to provide this for our play in here this afternoon. Yeah, I think we've got something here. Are you going to try to use this fall?
I would like to.
And do you think we can use it without putting the layers of stuff on it this fall, or do you think you need to get it totally done before you can use it?
I probably could use it as is right now, just for my personal horses that I'm going to be bringing over here.
Yeah.
But the goal will be to get it done, all the layers put into it.
Eventually.
Eventually.
I think it'd probably be best if we got it level, or maybe even a little bit of a crown in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Before you start investing in all that. That's going to cost some money.
Yes, it is. And that's why I want to just make sure we're doing it right. So.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can help you at least with this first part, getting it somewhat level, and then we can go from there.
This has been amazing.
So that pile right down there that you see is the same height as the cut level up here. So what we'll do is we'll just continue cutting, and then I'll go down there and I'll shave off a little bit of that pile until we get it even. Or until midnight comes, whichever comes first. I'm trying to make another pile here to indicate grade. This one I got too high. Hey, I really appreciate you loaning us your property as a playground.
Yeah, thank you for doing it. This saves us a lot of hassle for sure.
It's been an enormous amount of fun and an education for me because the soil types are so different.
Yeah, they're very
that
different.
it's been a learning experience for me. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Tell Christina thanks in the comments. And thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on
Tractor Time with Tim.
Therefore, this is what the Lord God says: Behold, I am laying a stone in Zion, a tested stone, a precious cornerstone for the foundation, firmly placed. The one who believes in it will not be disturbed. I will make justice the measuring line, and righteousness the level. And hail will sweep away the refuge of lies, and the waters will overflow the secret place.
And then when I met Jason, though, I only had 2 horses, and I was wondering what I should do with my career. And he said, well, you should get rid of the horses, or you should make it your career. And so then I made it my career.
One way or the other,
and
right,
now
Jason?
now we own
No
29. So I don't know if he likes
Any
that.
regrets?
No.
Right answer.
That took a little bit of time to get there.